It's our second away day show in the space of 2 days. Tom, you've gone Christmassy. I have gone vintage. I should have worn a shirt because I've got one very similar to that. Then we could have been matching.
Go get in the spirit, mate. Go get in the spirit.
I like it when I match you. He's Tom, I'm Sam. Welcome. This is the away day show. This is a review show that talks about our experience on the road, but we don't mention the football, which is annoying for this one.
I'm really annoyed. We're not allowed to mention it at all. Have we got to stick to that script? Because it really... Oh, right, come on. It's not fair. There's not Man U fans watching.
There will be.
Yeah, no, let's not talk about the game. It's all about the away day as a whole. And yeah, I think we spoke about the game enough.
Yeah, we have certainly spoke about the game enough. And look, what we do is we talk over a number of different topics of how to review it, including, Tom...
Car parking.
Yeah.
We talk about the pre-match away pub that
Oh,
we
yeah,
go
that's
to.
always important.
Always important. The walk to the ground, what that's like. We do the wow factor, someone that's never been before.
Just their sort of initial impressions of like, wow.
When you see it and all that stuff, then when you get in there, you've got to have a view from your seat, so we talk about that. The pie and the pint in terms of pricing and if it's nice. The noise in the stadium from the home fans, and then the value for money at the end, and then we sort all out together. You do a bit of your Carol Vorderman stuff. And
because we put it on a tier list, don't we? And what we do is here's the tier list. Do you remember that? There it is. And each of those categories, you can see, will go in amongst here, and then we'll tot it up, and then we'll put them on a final league table. Shall we have a look at the league table? There we go. That's where it's at. Brentford at top of the pile. There's Liverpool there. Man United, after their weekend 0-0, will they be able to nullify the Reds again? But will they be able to get above their nearest and dearest from across the other side of the city?
That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, I'm interested because obviously I always do these and don't think about it before, because otherwise you can, do it in your head. So yeah, I'm interested to see where it comes.
Yeah, so let's go on to the car parking then. Look, it's a long drive to Manchester, and it's like 5 hours or so, sometimes a little bit quicker. However, we went
separately, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did go up separately, but we parked in the same place. We were almost synchronised with the time that we got there. Now, we may be skipping on a little bit, but the pub that we went to, we thought, let's get parking nearby to the pub. And it was only a 10-minute walk between the car park space. We parked in a Premier Inn. It was £5.
That's good.
To park there. And usually what I do is I go from like 11 o'clock, just in case we're early, and then to 7 o'clock, just in case we're doing fan cams, get caught up in the moment, which we may have after the game. And it was a good spot. The only issue, if there is one, sometimes it's a little bit slow to get out of the city. It's very quick to get in, but afterwards it can be slow. But this time it actually wasn't as bad as the previous night game that we had at Old Trafford.
And I do wonder if we don't normally tap into the football in this section, but I might have to just say about how it didn't feel as bad. I think a lot of them had already gone.
Yeah, a lot of them had gone a lot earlier.
I mean, it's not their fault, but the weather was awful on the walk back.
The weather was absolutely right.
I mean, I didn't mind. No. But yeah, it was all right. I think, you look at parking, whether you go nearer the pub you're going to or nearer the stadium or in between, if you can get it for, like you say, them times for a £5, you take it. So I'll definitely take that, mate. So I'm going to go above average. I think that was decent.
Yeah, above average. Okay, great stuff. And look, once we parked up, it was a 10-minute walk or so around Salford Quays, I think it is. Is that the spot? And you got Media City over that side, where like ITV Studios are, BBC, etc. But we were on the other side.
They tried to get me in there, but let me have a drink.
Tom and his media commitments. Lime Bar we went to, and there are a few bars that were suggested, but that was where we went to, and not many Bournemouth in there.
No, there was a few, wasn't there?
There was a few, but not many. But what we did was we reserved a table.
We did.
And I didn't kind of realise from the first time we went there, sort of 75% of that bar is like restaurant table seating, and then you've got this bit on the right-hand side that's just your stand-up area. But we had the foresight to book a table, so we were there having a 3-course meal, basically. I mean, not really, but we sat down.
Yeah, it was a weird one, because it was one of them that I thought, just in case, there's quite a few of us, let's just get a table sorted. I didn't really get any kind of option of what we're doing. It was just kind of like, what time do you want the table from there? I didn't say we were eating or anything, and then we get in the restaurant bit. I didn't really realise that, because probably would have preferred to have been on the other side. And it was a bit disappointing. They didn't. They had the football on, but they wouldn't. We kept saying, "Can you put it on that TV?" Yeah, we will in a minute. Never did.
Yeah, never happened.
So that was a bit strange, but I quite like it.
Yeah, I like it as well. And the service was relatively good. It's a good sort of vibe in there. There's a nice mix of fans. This is a difficult one.
I'm between two, so I'm going to let you decide.
I know you're going to be going between happy enough and above average.
Yes, I am. What do you reckon? It's definitely above average, but is it
that much above average? I think happy enough.
All right. Yep, fine. Happy enough.
Happy
Yeah,
enough.
I'm happy with that. I do like it, and I would go back there again and stuff. So yeah, fair play.
So in terms of the walk to the ground, then it's actually quite a nice walk. Obviously, the weather wasn't overly.
It was okay before the game, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was okay before.
Yeah.
After the game, it was absolutely atrocious. But before the game, we left the Lion Bar, and it's a relatively picturesque view. Really, I'm sure it's nicer when it's sunnier, but it's a nicer walk to Old Trafford that takes about 10 to 15 minutes. So
Can't argue with it, really.
Not a lot to say, but
No, can't argue with it though. I think this is one that's more if it's like really far and it's horrible, whereas when it's nice, and you can't really go into too much detail. But yeah, I always think in my head, right, the time, because you don't want to be walking for 45 minutes. Yeah. So yeah, the time of the walk is ideal, as you say. It's a pretty nice walk. So yeah, can't argue too much. So I'm gonna whack that in above average quite comfortably, mate.
Absolutely. There you go. That is in above average. Right, next is the wow factor. It's that feeling you get when you see the ground. And I suppose we're covering the stadium as a whole. Do you know who hasn't been there before, mate?
Go on.
Tiggs.
Right, really?
Yeah, but yeah, before the last game we played, he's never been before. He didn't go to the bomb scare one. He didn't go to the Zlatan 2-all. Was that 1-all or 2-all?
1-all. 1-all.
1-all.
Yeah.
And so let's see what his opinion is.
Thank you for that, Sam. Yes, Old Trafford, an experience, definitely. A game that I've been trying to get to for many a season, but just kept missing out. Last season I thought it was going to be it, and then they moved it, the fixture to into the new year, so I couldn't do it. So yeah, really glad to have got there. Weather wasn't great, however, you cannot deny that it's an impressive structure. It's an impressive stadium indeed. What I really liked about it, I think, and what made it kind of special for me is a lot of Premier League teams, especially in those top six, have all gone out and got themselves a new stadium, whereas Old Trafford just keeps on going. And boy, was it great. I mean, looking inside, you really felt you were somewhere special. You can imagine what the European nights would be like there, and the place is bouncing. I know you've been a few times before, definitely for different things, Sam and Tom has, and it really does stand up as a really good stadium. I don't think it's lacking much at all. The away end was, had a great view, and I felt that the concourse was of a good size as well. We weren't, squished up against each other. Would have liked it if the weather was a little bit better. So if you can sort that out, please, people of Manchester, that would be great. For next time that I go up there, because to explore it a little bit further would have been great. I did get to see the outside. What am I going to give it? Oh, I'm going to give it top marks. A thing of beauty. Mwah.
All right.
He's not thinking about the football. No, but I kind of get it. It's difficult.
Big Tens.
This is why we do the wow factor, because it's difficult, because I've been there a few times, so you don't, you just lose that novelty.
Wow.
It is still Old Trafford, I guess.
Yeah.
And I kind of get that, so I get why he's like, oh, bloody hell, you know what I mean? It's, yeah, I do understand that, and, with his record, he can definitely go again. So I hope he's there next time, mate, because that's not a bad record, is it?
That's
But yeah, no, fair play. Whacked it right at the top, mate.
fair play. So wow factor goes into thing of beauty.
Started well.
And look, it's very historic. You've got the kind of prestige of Old Trafford. From the outside, it's decent. On the inside, you sort of see that maybe Old Trafford is falling down.
Why'd you do that?
I'm not gonna rise to that.
Someone's just unsubscribed that was just about to, do you know what I mean? They were just about to click that button, the Man U fans, and it is a bit leaky though, isn't it?
Just like, yeah.
I was worried when that rain started coming down. I thought,
Yeah.
I'll check the roof.
Right, let's go for the view from
Yeah.
your seat. I mean, one thing that it is safe standing, wasn't it? So it had the rails seating, which is very good. But the view from where you're at, I think it's actually pretty good. And it is a stadium that is where you're relatively close to the pitch.
Yeah,
Obviously, the further back you go.
Yeah, of course. What row were we? I can't remember the exact row we were.
No,
we were in a decent spot, I thought. And yeah, like you say, mate, nothing spectacular. But you can't complain, is what I would say about it. So
I think they numbered their rows rather than lettered them, which is like, that just frustrates me. When you've got a number for a seat and a row.
if that's frustrating you, then we're doing all right, mate. If that's what gets you annoyed these days. But yeah, I think I'm quite comfortable with this above average.
Yeah,
Yeah,
above
I think that's
average.
fair. I think that's fair.
I think so, and you know, like everyone could see the limbs really well. And compared to Palace on the previous game, my God, the views were absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that, above average. Okay, then next we're going to go on to Pie and Pint, and what we do is we validate the prices with the Daily Mirror, because the prices of a pint are soaring across football. Now, the price of a pie at Manchester United, do you want to know what it was last season?
I can't remember if no, I don't know what it was.
£4.20. This season, £4.50.
Okay.
So that means it is up, what's that, 7% or so? And the pies, you know what? I didn't have one at half time. I spoke to those that did, and they actually quite liked them.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah. So, you know, fairly meaty. The pastry wasn't too dry. Sometimes it get a bit claggy in your mouth, but they had a variety. Oh, and the service was quick as well, so that wasn't too bad. In terms of the price of a pint, I can tell you, Tom, that I mean, firstly, what did you have?
Carlsberg.
Yeah, well, Carlsberg. Okay, but the last season, right?
Yeah.
Last season it was £3.
I know.
This season, only £3.40. I mean, it's up 13%, but that's not £3.40.
Yeah.
Was it a bottle or a pint?
No, it was a pint in a plastic cup. Yeah, so decent. I'd take that. Like I say, anything under £4.
Yeah.
You got to take it, man. I mean, yeah, I'm not a mad fan on Carlsberg, but you got to take that, mate. So I'll tell you what, with that pricing, that's got to be high, isn't it?
Yeah. So what do you go for?
Happy enough.
Happy.
Got to be,
enough.
mate.
Even
That's
though
good.
it's Carlsberg?
Even though if I tell you what, if that wasn't Carlsberg, that might even go at the top. But you can't argue with that price, mate. There's not going to be many cheaper, if any, is there?
No. Well, fair play, Manchester United,
Doing
for
well.
keeping your prices low. Maybe you can, you know, if you charge another £1, maybe you can fix your roof. Noise. Speaking of the noise around Old Trafford, I mean, obviously, it sort of comes in tandem with what happens on the pitch, because I'm sure they're going to be more vociferous if your team are performing well. But you got to say that at the point of time that we played them, their form was among the best in the league.
Yeah, true.
And before the game, it wasn't exactly there wasn't this kind of fervour that you expected. But then we appreciate that it is little old Bournemouth come to town, and you just think you're going to steamroll us over. However, one thing I would say is that there were a group of fans just to our left that just kept on singing throughout. They kept on singing and they did not stop.
No, I agree.
They're like the diehards.
Yeah, I agree.
But a lot of them,
I think when you
did not.
How many? Don't expect you to know it by the decimal point, but what was the attendance about in that game?
73,200.
So it's about 70 odd thousand of Man U fans. Yeah, about 12 of them.
Yeah.
You know, if you put it that, that's no fair play to them. But it's about 12 of them. Isn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't great.
It's not great, is it?
We had a little bit of banter between us, a little bit, but not really that much.
I mean, obviously, like you kind of briefly alluded to, mate, we appreciate that. I wouldn't have expected it to be rocking in there when they're 3-0 down at home Bournemouth. But did they get them going before the game? Not
they absolutely
really.
didn't. No, they didn't. And
just rubbish.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's not very good. But equally, I'd be, if we went there next season and they're, playing really well and beating us, I'm sure it'd be completely different. There's all context with that one. But yeah, I've got to go on what we saw in the game, mate, and it was, rubbish.
Okay, and then the overall value for money. So we've got the programme being shown. That's the programme, the matchday programme. There's the price of that. You had your pie at the price we mentioned earlier, a £3.40 pint, a £5 fee to park with just park.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, obviously we're paying more to get up there, but we can't help that, and that doesn't really form part of our algorithm here. But really,
it's all right.
It's not. I'll tell you what I don't like.
Go on.
When I was walking outside Old Trafford before the game, there was a little kind of strip of AstroTurf with 3 trophies on. Right. Obviously from when they won the treble in, 1999? Champions League, FA Cup, Premier League. And they allowed fans to have like photo opportunities with that. Charging a £5 per photo, which I thought. Jesus. I mean, at Man City, I think they've got. You can have your picture with Pep, like this kind of like silhouette.
Yes, that's awful.
Sort of no charge. Whereas they're charging like £5 for, and it just looked like this real tin pot setup. Like what?
I think it's weird when especially when you're a Bournemouth fan. Man United is like this, and I think when you see little things like that, you think, "What? You're Man United?"
Yeah.
And you do feel
you're
like
Manchester United.
Yeah.
We're Manchester United.
You do feel like that sometimes with some of the stuff, like you say, and the way is kept in the stadium and that. It's just, and it's not, that we all know that Man United fans agree.
Yeah,
that's the Glazers. And
it could do with more of a lick of paint. I mean, it is a, yeah.
I mean, I don't care about Man United, but it's sad, really, in the terms of what a mass, and it must be really difficult for them because they know the history of the football club and and all that stuff, and you must think just sort it out a little bit.
There was also a £5 charge as well to keep your bag safe if you owned a bag that was slightly over the sort of size limit that you couldn't take in. That was a £5, which wasn't ideal. Not as expensive as Man City, but overall, it was all right.
I noticed a lot of clubs seem to be doing that now, which I don't feel like they used to.
I think AFC Bournemouth are bringing it in as well, whereby the size of bags can only be like A4 or something.
Do you know what's changed that, or is it just because it feels like it's just started happening everywhere? So
maybe it's
a
sort of logistical thing of trying to get people in as quickly as possible as well, maybe
without checking all the bags and all that stuff. Yeah, but to be honest, mate, all in all, I think when we just spoke about that, I think it's probably fair to go above average, don't you?
Absolutely.
So, I think they've done all right there. I don't know. You're the maths man.
Yeah, okay, so what I'm going to do is add them together.
Say it out when you're doing it, I'll double check it.
I'm working it out here. I actually think they might be doing all right here. So 10 plus 8 plus 8 is 26. Plus, oh my God, this could be going, mate, I don't know if you're working it out the same as me.
I think I am. Hang on, I'm doing it again. I'm double checking this.
This is crazy. This is crazy. We're not showing the league table yet. We're doing this live. But I think this may be going. Here's the league table right now.
Yeah. What have you got?
52.
Yeah.
It's gone top of the league.
Can't believe it.
Wow.
I'm surprised.
That's Tiggs. That's on Tiggs.
Yeah, got to give credit to Tiggs there with the wow factor. And that's what it does change a lot, doesn't it?
Bloody hell.
The wow factor, because, but equally, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, personally, if I'm being completely honest, I thought it'd do well, but I think it could get in second at the moment.
Yeah.
But I thought it's not going to quite beat Brentford. But it's done it, mate. And with them categories, that's what's done it.
How's that happened?
Tiggs. Wow factor. The wow factor changes everything, mate. That's the new little thing to the show. So that's why we changed the layout to make it a little bit... It's not just us. We're getting someone else involved.
Yeah,
so.
and just to be clear, we don't tap into the football. Well, I mean, you can see that because like Sheffield United at the bottom, and we won there.
And Palace we won.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And City we lost 6-1 and they're above them too. So that surprised me. I don't know if it has you guys, but it did surprise me. I thought Brentford was going to be leading the way for a while. But they've got challengers, and Man United, they might not have a good season on the pitch, but off it, they're top of the league.
Top of the league. This is the trophy that you're interested in. Hey, maybe we can get a trophy made and charge their fans £5 per photo opportunity. Yeah?
Good thinking.
The away day experience back of the net trophy. If you like this series, then there are more to come because we're going to do reviews for every single away ground that we visit and rate the whole experience. Yeah, a few coming up, including the City ground, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on New Year's Eve.
Two I'm looking forward to there, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. So stay tuned for that. And but if you're interested just to see how we're feeling about our team as well as the course of the season goes on, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We truly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
God, maybe it's not falling down. Jesus Christ! I didn't expect it to be top.
Not did I.
Back in the day!